I'm not even gonna hold you. Today I'm talking from the heart as well as watching a video with a little bit more information than I've gotten within the last couple days. You know what I'm saying? I want to know, is there is there like a fascination, damn near a fetishization of bullying someone to off themselves? Because it seems like, well, it's not even seems like we already know the type of culture that be going on in terms of bullying. But it's like, bro, do y'all be feeling good about yourselves? Do y'all feel good about yourselves that y'all drove someone young as hell, talented as hell, to ending their own life? Like, what do you feel after you get this message? Because I know, like, I remember somebody told me, like, people just be like doom commenting, or what is it, doom scrolling, or just like shit posting, commenting some bullshit, and then like leaving it alone, like the troll things. But it's like, bro, like, it when it comes to a point where people are dead ass sending death threats to somebody, and it's like, Slim, y'all got to be the worst type of people, bro. Y'all gotta be the worst type of people. Because at the end of the day, y'all niggas sending death threats, y'all not finna go to their house and kill them. Y'all not finna go to their house and kill them. Y'all niggas is just talking. Like, what are you talking about? A death threat? Huh? Excuse me? Like, what? This is why I take things like this serious. And it's like, bro, like, people sometimes literally do not understand the words that be coming out of their mouth. A lot of people don't know the brevity of their fucking words. And it really be mind boggling me, because it's like, what if somebody was doing this to you? Some people be acting like they're like above human, I guess, what? Just human emotions, that like, or they would be like, oh, we can bully the fuck out of this person and it's good because they did something bad. The thing is, for me, it's like, first off, let me search up what Kim Saeron did in terms of, like, I guess, misjudgment or whatever she did that led to this. Because at the end of the day, it's like, nobody should be bullied to kill themselves. What did Kim Saeron do? What did she do? She withdrew from the public eye after a DUI conviction in April 2023. That is it. That is all she did. Okay. Let's get some, I guess, just more acknowledges. Um, okay. It says on Google that it says, let's just put this up here. You know what I'm saying? Kim Saeron. In December 2022, Saeron faced the trial after driving under the influence and crashing her vehicle into multiple objects along the road. The incident took place in Gangnam District on May 15th, 2022. The accident also broke a transformer, cutting off the electricity supply for 57 nearby businesses. All right, off the rip, we know that this isn't good. All right, okay, we know that this isn't good. We know that this is bad. All right, when something like this happens and you do something that, well, it doesn't injure anybody, the fact of the matter that you could injure somebody should be, I guess, put in terms of the sentencing, or just the, the, I guess, the retribution process of making things right. I don't know anything in I don't know anything in the world that it gets to a point where you bully this person to kill themselves. My question is, do you know how many people do DUIs? Like, honestly, like, real shit. Like, do you know how many people do DUIs? And if that was the case, would you drive all those people to offing themselves? Would you do that? Would you do that? I want to the people that were in the type. If there's anybody in this chat in this comment section that knows somebody or was a part of this nasty shit, would you do this to every person if you could? And I want to know why. Do you feel good? Did you feel good? If you were a part of this, did you feel good? Did you feel like a good person? Did you feel like you did good to the world? Did you? If you did, I ain't got nothing to say to that, bro. Like at the end of the day, gang, it's like sometimes I be thinking, and sometimes I be thinking, and I don't want it to be true. It's like, do people get a kick out of kicking women's back in? And I'm just saying, like, at a point where it's like, yes, we know she did bad, but does that warrant bullying to off themselves off the face of the earth? I want to ask you, watching this right now, and I'm saying this because there's obviously a double standard. There's obviously a double standard because we have so many different times where it's like the level of bullying don't the level of bullying don't even like balance out when it comes to the brevity of the crimes. Point being, this nigga Tayo still got fans. There's still people on TikTok that I be seeing in the comment section, because I be scrolling through the comment section when Tayo pops up on my shit, that still will talk about Tayo doing nothing wrong. But it seems like when a woman does something, literally the littlest of things, it's like they get burned at the stake. They damn near get crucified. My question is like, okay, so do y'all hold women to the highest of standards that when they do some shit that a guy does, they get the hardest treatment on earth? Is it because like you think the woman should do better? Or do you just downright hate her? Do you just downright hate her? Because I know, I know some cases of people who have been who get hate just because the internet doesn't like them. Just because the internet doesn't like her. I'm not gonna lie, and this may sound weird, but I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Even if it's warranted, the shit that's going on with Lisa, sometimes I be feeling bad. Sometimes the thing is, like, I don't even remember the reason why Lisa gets so much fucking hate. That's the thing that be like kicking me. It be kicking me. You know I had my album review, and I was like, in terms of like my disappointment towards how the album was played out, it's like, all right, I wish, like, this is her first album. I know she's like, she was, one of the comments told me that she was susceptible. I don't know the word, but she was open to criticism. And it's like, okay, cool. This is your first album by yourself. You know, you got all these things. We're talking about the album. Me in the reaction, in the album review, I've said multiple times that I know that Lisa can make a good song. I know that she's able to do this, that, and the third. I know that she's able to do this. It's just disappointing that she goes a different type of route. And also, I said that I respect her decision to do so because this is her shit. But I'm saying for me, my specific thing, I would have liked a certain type of thing. Okay? But like, it just feels like if you put all of the comments in a vacuum, I just feel bad. I do. I really feel bad. Because it's like she performed at the Oscars. Now the locals, quote unquote locals, are like, yo, just talking shit. And it's like, whoa, wait a second. Let's pause for a second. I know that a lot of people don't like her, but at the end of the day, like, I know she may be cringe. I know she may maybe be doing cringe shit. But at the end of the day, Can we please understand that this is a human who has emotions? We don't really know what goes on when she's reading comments. So it's like, okay, even if me, and I'm just holding me to my, because I know me, and the people that out there who are like watching me, like if you didn't like the album, like, you know what I'm saying, like, you can say what you didn't like about the album. You can be like, God dang it, I wish she would have done this. I wish she would have did this, that, and the third. But like, it just feels like a bunch of people just like like on her ass, and it's like, damn. Sometimes it makes me feel sad. Cause it can get to a point. Nobody wants to be the internet joke. Like, real shit. Nobody wants to be the internet joke. Unless you're the type of person to tap into that character and own it. Then it's like, all right, niggas who are like making you a joke, you like, all right, she owning it, so it probably ain't even like that for real. You know what I'm saying? We ain't really gonna do. But at the end of the day, gang, it's like at the end of the day, and I want to stick to the topic before we check out this video, because I need to be a little bit organized, because when I speak off straight, off heart, it may get a little bit belligerent, and it may get a little bit thing, because I be feeling so much passion in this topic, because at the end of the day, somebody is not here anymore. Kim Saeron is not here anymore. Rest in peace to Kim Saeron, bro. Like, she was driven to suicide, bro. Like, real shit. Like, that's not no internet shit. Like, that's not something to just brush by. A soul is not on this earth anymore. Someone who was talented, someone who had a digital footprint of talent, a digital footprint of whatever she did, she's not here anymore. And like, one thing that really eats away at my soul is like, a lot of people be putting so much energy into hating this person, and when they're not here anymore, it just ghost. It's just ghost. And then the people that be like, oh, this is a problem, we should talk about it, talk about this shit for like 2 to 5 business days, and then we just forget about it. Shall I mention Yoongi? Shall I mention Yoongi? Shall I mention it? You know what happened. Shit, with this situation, I've seen some people try to tie the other, like, I've seen people try to tie this other. Can we focus on the person at the moment? Can we please? And I was bringing in Yoongi in terms of like people like on ass about a certain thing. And it's like, bro, to a point, it gets enough. You would think that these people who are held to the highest standard would get some type of, not leeway, but some type of grace. Some type of grace in terms of not bullying them to the point where they don't want to be on this earth anymore. Do y'all not care about somebody changing their life over? I was once told this, that people love a redemption moment. People love a redemption moment, albeit that there are a lot of people who don't deserve redemption. But it seems like in the certain cases of stuff, it's like somebody does some fucked up shit. They get a little bit of backlash. And then what? They serve their time. And they're like, oh my gosh, I love you so much. Oh my gosh, I know you did a bad thing, but it's okay because you're my baby. Like, bro, like I'm like, that shit be throwing me off. It be throwing me off a lot. There's people that have killed people. There's people who have done essay. There's people who have done this, that, and the third, and they still got fans, bro. And then there's other people who just get bullied to ultimate shreds. And it's like, not everybody is the strongest person on earth. Comments get to people. Y'all have seen me crash out over certain type of comments because it's like, y'all niggas think I'm really like that. No, I need to talk about myself and everything. But it's like, gang, it's not like it gets to a point. It gets to a point, and I want to talk about the people who really think this shit is okay to bully somebody into offing themselves. You niggas are disgusting. I know I said this. I don't know when the last time I said this, but it's like, I feel like this is a problem that gets pacified in the moment, and then the shit happens maybe months to a couple years later, and it's like, did we learn anything? Do we not learn anything from these moments, or is this just like a just an understanding of human nature? And it's like, oh, the world moves on. No, bro, no, no, no. I've lived through moments where the world has stopped for a certain person not being here anymore. There literally needs to be some changes in this shit, because this shit isn't cool. People should not be feeling good to bully someone to offing themselves. My thing is, like, y'all ever seen a dead body before? Like, for real. Y'all ever seen a dead body before? Y'all ever been nervous that maybe one day you might walk into somebody's room or somebody's house, and or like you have that feeling of like, you don't know, like, being like cool or friends or acquaintances, or just like with someone where you're like able to be in their space, and just like the feeling of maybe walking into them in a position where it's like their body's there, but the life isn't there. Do people not think about that? Do people not think like, oh, if I send this little comment, that like the fact that people literally will just send a little comment and just think that this shit cool, you don't even know there's thousands to hundreds of thousands of comments that this person reads. Like, I'm not the type of person to be like, all right, let me not worry about these negative comments. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a brain thing, but it's like, I can see the negative comments, which is why I always try my best to say thank you to the positive comments, because I don't know if I'm the same, if anybody's the same as me. Like, my brain goes to the negative comments because it'd be like, how dare you talk to me in this type of way? And I don't even do nothing bad. And it's like, oh, wait a second. Hold on. Why are you talking to me about this? And then in my brain, I'm like, okay, let me put the positive comments to the side because I need to address this motherfucker. But then again, if that motherfucker turns to 10 motherfuckers, turns to thousands of motherfuckers, turns like, I can't reply to everybody. Imagine that getting to some, like, I just want to know, what do you gain from being hateful? What do you gain? Do you feel better at life? Do you feel like you're doing better at life that you would just spew this venom on somebody? Do you feel better at life? Huh? Do you feel better? I want people to be honest in this motherfucking comment section. Whoever replies to it under the sound of my voice right now, I want people to be honest in this comment section. If you see some weird shit, don't reply to it with venom. Because actually, I don't even know. Like, if you say, I don't know, bro, I don't know. Be respectful in the comment section, because it's like, these people are taking themselves off the planet. And it's like, we are at a point where everybody's desensitized to death. Do y'all remember within like 2019, since Juice WRLD died? Actually, no. Since 2017 or 18 up until 2021, do y'all not understand the amount of young people that have died? Like, put that into in like the whole world, in terms of like K-pop, in terms of rap, in terms of like regular music, in terms of actors, in terms of all these things. Like, people are passing away, and people with names, or people who are notable figures, are passing away. And it's like, wait a minute, this is odd. And I'm not saying like these people are put above other people, because you know what they said, and you know what Cam said in Paid in Full, niggas die every day, B. But at the same time, it's like, these quote unquote niggas had a whole life and a whole line and a whole web of people who loved them, and they should be like, their lives should be celebrated. But it seems like the show goes on mentality will literally drive someone either insane into some shit to where they talk about them as crazy, or into death where they just get memorialized for a couple seconds, or memorialized with a funeral and maybe a celebration, or maybe a remembrance thing in an Oscar with 5 seconds of just their name right there. And it's like, wait, do people not find this odd? Like, do we not find someone getting bullied to death odd? Like, are we just so desensitized to that? I don't know, but I've been rambling for 20 minutes. We're watching a video from Mujin. This is someone that I found that it's a 30-minute video of Kim Saeron, and we're just going to have it, I guess, put together in a more organized manner. And we're going to talk about it as we get the information. And like again and again and again, I want to emphasize, rest in peace to Kim Saeron. Nobody deserves to get bullied to death. You know what I'm saying? I'm not on that. I don't want to, no, that's weird. That's weird. That is weird. Bullying is weird. Nonetheless, bullying somebody to death is even fucking weird. So let's check this out and let's go. If you're already here after 22 minutes, if you want to click off, you can go ahead, but we're finna rock out and we're going to talk about this because I wanted to wait some time because I didn't want to hop on this thing because I'm not fucking kooky lit. You know, so let's do it. Let's go.
In the year 1711, Alexander Pope, an English poet and translator, coined a very popular phrase. To err is human, which meant that it is normal for people to make mistakes. It's part of being a human being.
One thing that I want to ask is why are these people called idols? And when they do something that's human, they get treated like the scum of the earth. And I'm talking about in terms of doing like regular human error, not like sexually assaulting somebody or killing someone. I'm talking about the people who just do regular shit. And I'm not talking about like the DUI. I'm talking about like just when they do regular stuff.
And even though this was over 300 years ago, this remains a popular topic even today. Some of the richest people on the planet will tell you to make as many mistakes as you can so you can learn from them and adapt, because that's what being human is all about. That is, of course, unless you're any sort of celebrity in South Korea. You cannot in any way, shape, or form make any sort of mistake because you're expected to be perfect.
It's crazy.
The idea here is that if you're privileged enough to become famous, then you are not allowed to be human anymore. You cannot make mistakes, you can't have emotions, you can't fall in love, you can't have a personal life. Why would you? I mean, you're not human, you're a god.
That shit is fucking crazy, bro. Even if we're created in God's image, bro, we're not gods, we're humans. We are humans. We make mistakes sometimes. And also, I want to say, like, I'm not condoning, like, driving under an influence. Don't fucking do that. I just want to put that out there.
And a god is perfect. This title in an article by the Korea Herald
Canceled
says
like
it best.
demons. Oof.
Loved like idols, canceled like demons. An idol and a demon could not be more different, and yet as a celebrity in South Korea, you are constantly swinging between both, with the smallest mistake able to convert you from idol to demon overnight. This extreme shift from being praised like a god to being vilified like the most disgusting human being imaginable, just for being human and making mistakes, has had so many casualties that you'd think they were going out to fight a war. Here's a very common example as to how it all happens. The public finds out that a very renowned actor had substance abuse problems with drugs, Instead of being supportive and hoping that he goes to rehab, he's criticized.
And honestly, the thing about the drugs thing, it's like, hold on, wait a fucking second. Because I'm thinking about Top and how he was like ripped to shreds. And forgive me for not knowing too much information. He's ripped to shreds for using. Do you know how easy it is to fall into like a drug addiction or any type of addiction? You know what I'm saying? I don't have the specifics of what he did, but I remember it was like weed, and like in moderation, weed is not fucking bad. It can help. It can help. But I know the rules in South Korea are this, but it's like, dog. It's like, what the fuck? Like, drugs do something to somebody's mind, and I'm not touching that topic. No, I'm not touching that topic.
He's stalked. He sent hate messages. And eventually he leaves this planet, but it's not over yet. They couldn't even let him rest properly because Korean media leaked his final moments through CCTV cameras on the street, as well as the final note he left his wife, which was private, by
nigga, what the fuck? That's not cool, gang. That's not cool, bro. That's fucked up.
the way. One mistake, and he went from one of the most respected actors in South Korea to a vilified demon.
Like,
this
what?
Is so ridiculously common, and it happens to such young people that it should practically be recognized at this point as an official part of South Korean culture.
Like, what? Imagine your culture is bullying somebody to kill themselves. That's fucking crazy. That's crazy. I don't care what your culture, I don't give a shit of what your culture is. The fact that your culture is synonymous with things like this to happen, and people are just like, oh, that's just the culture. Nigga, that shit's crazy. That shit is wild. That shit is fucking crazy.
So it's no surprise that unfortunately, just very recently on February 17th, 2025, Kim Saeron, a well-renowned South Korean actress, had left us at the young age of 24. Now, usually when this happens, because it does happen too often, media outlets try to find someone to blame for more clicks. Who was the cause of this person's death? Sometimes they like to blame another celebrity that was in her circle of friends, and it turns out to be untrue, so that other celebrity also ends up offing themselves.
And then the shit is just a fucking cycle. Like, why can't we just celebrate the person's life? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with the funeral being a celebration of life? Why are we looking to blame somebody at this point? Why does somebody needs to be blamed at, like, in this moment where someone needs to be celebrated in the things that they have done in life, the good things that they have done in life? Why do we have to blame somebody and then just take away the first topic at hand? Like, why is that cool? Why?
But most of the time, people online, the South Korean netizens, are blamed, but not much is really done about it because it's a number of people.
Yeah.
However, this time, a particular YouTuber is being blamed for the death of Kim Saeron. During her funeral, the father of Saeron said that this YouTuber right here by the name of Lee Jin-ho was a massive contributor to her ending it all. And for one of the first times ever, we have the media being held accountable in South Korea for the death of someone like this. The BBC reported on this and called it a case of real-life Squid Game. If you ever need just one story to show you just how ridiculously dystopian South Korea's celebrity scene is, then this is the one. So let's get right into it and talk about it.
Gosh, rest in peace to Kim Saeron.
I sincerely apologize for surprising my fans who have supported me. Wow, that's a statement I would expect from someone who did something unforgivable. It was written by a K-pop star back in March 2024. Could you guess what she might have done wrong? I don't know. Did she launch a crypto coin? Did she commit a crime? Did she hurt someone? She was in a private relationship. Yeah.
What happened to feminism? I thought, for me, for what I was taught by the women in my life, that feminism is about the importance of choice for women. Why does it seem like when a woman chooses something, she gets fucking vilified for it? Why? I thought it was their choice. Why can't we respect their choice?
Yep, she she did the mistake of falling in love and dating an actor.
Oh, wow. God forbid somebody just falls in love, which is fucking human.
I apologize for surprising you greatly, she said, promising to show a more mature and hardworking side in the future. Bro, it's almost like she showed up to a concert drunk and couldn't sing or something.
Yeah, like
But
what?
no, her fans took this very seriously. She had committed one of the biggest mistakes you could ever imagine, ruining the fantasy. Get this, one of her demented, absolutely unhinged fans parked a vehicle in front of her agency that had a massive electronic billboard with the words, "Is the love given to you by your fans not enough?" Karina's mistake wasn't that she fell in love. It was that she assumed that she could be a human now that she's famous.
You niggas make me sick. Y'all make me fucking sick. The thing is, like, what if that makes her happy? Why don't y'all want these people to be happy? God forbid they want to be happy. Like, oh my goodness.
This is the industry that we're dealing with here.
Ugh.
And unfortunately for Kim Saeron, there was no one to warn her about this because she started so damn young. She was born in the year 2000, and the first ever movie she starred in was in 2009, when she was barely 9 years old. It was a hit, and it showed talent that you very rarely find in a child actor, making it get shown in the Cannes Film Festival, the Toronto Film Festival, the Berlin Film Festival, and winning Best Children's Feature Film at the Asia Pacific Screen Awards. She was a sensation from her first movie, making a name for herself not just in South Korea, but globally as well, which is not easy to do to begin with, and even harder to do when you're 9 years old. From the perspective of a fan, she had everything you could ever wish for. Many people struggle to launch their careers in their 20s, and there she was doing it, and she wasn't even hitting puberty yet. She was meeting some very talented actors, getting to work with some very talented directors and producers, and already able to make a living for herself.
Tough.
So how the hell did we end up here? How could everything go wrong in the span of barely a decade?
You know what I find kind of crazy? It's like you know how we think about like Disney stars who may go crazy, i.e. Amanda Bynes, or go crazy, like these people who just go crazy. And then we were like introduced to how Nickelodeon treated their people. And it's like these child actors turn out crazy. It's like, it's heartbreaking. It really is heartbreaking. To the point where someone who started out as a child actor is just dragged through the mud when they're 24. Like, she put work in, bro. She put work in to gain love from everyone. She made a mistake, which is a pretty big mistake. But I don't know anyone that can tell me like that warrants bullying her to kill herself. That doesn't warrant that.
Well, it starts with her profession. It's no secret, especially now, that being a child actor is probably one of the worst things you can do in your life.
Yeah.
When I was a kid and watched Nickelodeon and Disney, I used to be envious of these actors, thinking, wow, it must be so fun. You get to make money, do cool things, and be famous. Who wouldn't want that? Well, if you knew what they had to go through, you would not want any of it. Having to work slave labor, sometimes 12 hours a day, while your friends were playing football or chilling at home playing video games, you had to navigate the political battlefield of a set.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus of Nazareth. Ill.
And even worse, you probably also had to avoid a predator who was the director or the producer wanting to touch you in different places. It wasn't fun. Now add to this equation the fact that you were in South Korea, and it's also even worse. One of the first controversies that Saeron was in was when she was only 13 years old. It all started with a simple post. It was two photos where Kim was sitting with her friends on a sofa, and in front of them there were bottles of wine and wine glasses on the coffee table. In the other photo, Saeron is in a karaoke room singing, and one could see a pack of cigarettes not too far from her on the table. The poster of these two photos claimed that Saeron was smoking and drinking underage, and obviously that is not a small claim to make at all.
So nobody just thought like, hey, maybe that wine is for somebody else. Maybe that wine and maybe them cigarettes are for somebody else. Nobody thought that? Okay.
all, especially in a society like South Korea.
She just been in scandals since she was a kid. All right, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah, this was an integral moment in her life. This was the first time she realized that no matter what she said or did, people weren't going to believe her
That's
once they made
crazy.
up their minds about
That's
it.
crazy.
She posted a response, and here's what she had to say. The day that this came up, no matter what I said, no one would have listened. The netizens that write bad comments will pound on their keyboards, accuse and attack until they see the end, which is when they will find interest elsewhere.
But the thing is, like, okay, if there's a child with like drank and cigarettes around them, why can't we vilify the adults in the room that leave this exposed? You know? Why can't we do that? Y'all be acting like, why are we vilifying the kid? She's a kid. She's 13. She's a kid, bro. Why are we dragging her through the mud when literally the person to buy these things is an adult? So how the fuck would she even, why would she be subjected to ridicule when she can't even get the fucking items? Please make that make sense to me. Please.
If I have been good, those who believe me will believe me. Those who don't know me and are jealous of me will not want to hear anything that is good or the truth. She had to face this harsh realization when she was only 13 years old. I can't imagine going through something like this. I mean, this is when you go through puberty. You don't even know who you are as a person.
Yeah,
You're
like,
still discovering
bro,
yourself.
what?
And you have people already judging you. It's insane.
That's
And
crazy.
it's not like she had a support structure around her to help her with things like this. When she was older, we found out from her mother that at a certain point, she had taken her and her two siblings with her at the edge of the balcony and was about to jump.
What the fuck?
Saeron screamed as loud as
What the
possible
fuck?
to convince her mother not to do this, and eventually she thankfully was convinced
Oh
and
my
didn't
goodness.
end up jumping. If that's not traumatic, then I don't know what is.
And nobody has sympathy for that? Nobody. Nobody has sympathy for that. That's crazy. That's insane. That's insane.
When she was older, she also opened up about how she used to get bullied in school because she was famous, when you would usually expect the opposite to happen. She said, the bullying was pretty intense. They'd write curse words and mean things about me in playgrounds and on the walls on the way home. They'd steal my shoes so I'd have to walk home barefoot. I'd get a call and go outside to see that no one was there, and when I invited everyone for a birthday party, no one showed up.
Oh my gosh, that's so sad. Like, what? What the fuck? Why does nobody have sympathy for this woman?
After this, she was asked a follow-up question. Did this make you ever regret becoming an actress? And she said, at first, it was really tough for me, but then I'd be sitting in the theater for my own film, and the moment I saw my name appear in the ending credits, I'd become overwhelmed with joy. Look, it was clear. Practically everything in Saeron's life sucked except for her career. Acting was everything she had, and it's what made her enjoy life. But here's the problem. Acting in general is an extremely intense career. And on
Right.
top of that, you're doing it in a country that expects you to be perfect like an angel every single step of the way.
So y'all expect these actors and actresses and idols and musicians to be perfect, but the politicians can just do whatever the almighty fuck they want to do. The politicians that actually have power over the people, the businessmen that got power over the people, they just get to do whatever they want to do. What the fuck?
You can't make mistakes.
Oh.
It doesn't matter who you are. This
Oh,
pressure
Lord.
catches up to you one day or another. And when it does, if you don't have a support system, then you end up doing things that no one would ever want to do. So that means if you want to keep functioning as a regular human being, you have to start coping. And what do so many child actors do to cope? Substance abuse.
And I just want to say this right now. I'm not getting mad at somebody for trying to find a vice. I'm not. Because it's so easy. The devil makes it so easy. It's just so easy. It's so easy to find like, oh shit, wait a minute. Especially if alcohol is motherfucking available, or if like drugs are available, bro. Like if you're at a point where you're going through some shit, you're susceptible to getting into stuff like this. And you'll be surprised how many of these things are very accessible. Like imagine like someone was just like, oh yeah, I can slide this, I can slide this through you to help your problems. You ain't gotta go through all this stuff to try and get it the right way when you could just get it right now. But I got these perks. Got some Zans, make you feel good. I got a half an ounce of whiskey, it make you feel good, nigga. I got 3 bottles of soju. That shit costs less than 3 bottles of water, nigga. You wanna tap in? God forbid you like the taste of it and something triggers in your brain. Now you're stuck. Now you're fucking stuck.
Drug addiction, alcoholism, or both. Macaulay Culkin, the star of the Home Alone movies, became addicted to drugs when he grew up. Demi Lovato shot up heroin for a long time.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
the list is endless. And this wasn't going to be any different for Saeron. The pressure had caught up to her, and it had reached its climax on the worst day of her life, the 18th of May, 2022. Look, Saeron really liked alcohol. But one day she overdid it dangerously. She drank 2 wine glasses and decided to drive her car, endangering herself and everyone around her, and ended up crashing into a transformer. This is the footage right here. This is her car. And
oh shit.
Boom, right into the
Damn.
transformer. This was already a really bad traffic violation, but it was made worse by the fact that 57 businesses couldn't continue operations because that transformer crash made them lose power.
I mean, that is a big fuck up. That's a big fuck up. That's a big fuck up. The most that I would say, if you're not doing jail time, pay a fine. Pay a fine. Still, you don't have to get bullied to death. Pay that fine, bro. Or spend that time. Do that bid. Whatever the bid is, do it, because you're not supposed to be driving drunk. Again, you're not supposed to be bullied to death, though. That's the thing. Like...
After the incident, it was found out that her blood alcohol level when she had driven into the transformer was 0.2%, far exceeding the limit of 0.08%. And so it was confirmed she was going to face trial after getting indicted because of this DUI incident. She had done one of the worst things you could ever do as a celebrity in South Korea. Make a mistake and put others in danger because of that mistake as well. This is something that could have been controversial in the West as well. So it didn't look good. Shortly after, she posted a handwritten note on her Instagram saying that she made a big mistake by being drunk at that time, and that because of her wrong judgment and actions, she has hurt so many people, including the merchants and regular citizens. She gave her sincere apologies and said that the damage caused by the accident is currently being worked out with her and her agency. She also apologized to the production crews and the fellow actors and staff from her current projects because after this, they were all put on hold when it came to her roles in particular.
Bro, if you could, the thing for me is like, you gotta make that shit right. You just gotta make it right. If you're able to make it right, we're gonna have to get a look at you when it comes to, in terms of it, we gotta monitor what it's like with the alcohol, like how much alcohol you're intaking, and we can just leave it at that. Hopefully you'll be able to, like, you know, rehabilitate yourself, even if it needs much rehabilitation, and then you can be good. Again, that doesn't mean you deserve to be bullied to death. Fuck.
This is because as soon as this incident happened, her agency dropped her, said they weren't going to renew the contract at the end of the year. She immediately was dropped from the drama she was in called Trolley, as well as the Netflix series Bloodhounds, where she was playing a fairly important role. Here's what the director of the show had to say. We tried our best to minimize the actress' appearance to decrease the viewer's discomfort. We did our best to increase the quality of the drama while minimizing her appearance. So she was effectively deleted from the series. That's just how quick things move there. So
y'all let this, so y'all had to kick her off the show for this, but when the phone rings, y'all let that shit rock in the last episode?
So as you can see, this was already a celebrity's worst nightmare. She had made a really stupid mistake. Driving under the influence is one of the worst things you can do as an adult, and she was greatly suffering the consequences, but it was only the beginning. Because as time went on, she was betrayed by her friends, by people she trusted, by her own agent, all because it was the trendy thing to do.
That's fucked up.
Lee Jin-ho was...
That's fucked up, bro. That's fucked up. That's fucked up. That's so fucked up. The people that you confide in the most, y'all just again, I probably can't say too much about it because it's not my culture. But it's like, bro, you don't want to see your friend get better? Y'all gonna distance yourselves from y'all friend that you call your friend? Nobody wants to be like, all right, girl, I know you fucked up. You need to know that you fucked up and let's make this better. Why can't we let's make this, like, maybe this is my American talking. I don't know. But it's like, this is your friend. Help your friend. Tell them that they need to rectify the situation and make it right.
Going to be the channel that would have every scoop on her while invading her private life with no shame. So, one of the first betrayals was her posting an Instagram story on her private Instagram account to her friends, inviting them to her birthday party, giving the date and time, and saying,
Private was on her close friends. Okay.
Bring yourself and alcohol. This was around 2 months after her DUI incident. So naturally, people were assuming the worst. Oh, she's not cutting back on drinking. Oh, she's not even apologetic. So the person who leaked this was a close friend of hers. And of course, Lee Jin-ho was the guy reporting on it.
So you weren't her friend. Why would you do that? Let me just roll this back. Give me a second.
People were assuming inviting them to her birthday party, giving the date and time, and saying, bring yourself and alcohol. This was...
Okay, I thought he said bring your own alcohol. Okay, never mind. I was about to say, if she says bring yourself some alcohol, then it's like, okay, you bring yourself some alcohol. I don't have any provided because I'm cutting back. So, But then at the end of the day, it's like, doesn't South Korea have a big drinking culture?
Was around 2 months after her DUI incident. So naturally, people were assuming the worst. Oh, she's not cutting back on drinking. Oh, she's not even apologetic. So the person who leaked this was a close friend of hers. And of course,
that's some bullshit.
Lee Jin-ho was the guy reporting.
That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. You a shitty ass friend. You leaking somebody's close friend shit, some private shit. You a bitch ass nigga. No, that's not cool, Slim. You're not a friend. You're not a friend. You're a foe. Because what the fuck is that? There's a reason why it's private. Why would you leak this shit? Weird ass nigga. Like, what?
Good, but honestly, if we're going to be fair here, we don't even know if she was going to drink at the party. She could just be telling people to bring their own alcohol because she's not going to buy it for them. But that's not how the internet works, okay? People assume the worst immediately. And this was one of the first instances where her point of view, her side of the story, didn't even matter. All while her privacy was being completely breached.
Like what if she knows her friends like to drink? Like, what if? What if? And the fact that there's drink at the party is like, oh my God, she can't control herself. There's drink at the party. So everybody can't drink because she can't control herself because she did a DUI. Like, okay.
Regardless, her trial was about to begin and all eyes were on her. It ended up being anything but a normal day with multiple bombshells dropping at the same time. First things first, Saeron hired some of the best attorneys in the entire country. Something that's to be expected when you're a celebrity and have a lot of money. Right. She was facing a fine of 20 million won, which is 15,000 USD. And during the trial, she said, "This will never happen again. I'm sorry. I regret my actions and I'm reflecting on them. I've quit drinking and sold my car. I'm the breadwinner of my family and it's been difficult for me to make ends meet. Please have mercy on me." Her lawyers echoed the same thing, saying that she had to pay compensation to all the businesses that were affected and that she was struggling financially. So as of that moment, if you were on the internet, you would assume, okay, well, you're hiring a top-tier law firm, or hell, even 2 law firms. You've been an actress your whole life, and you're complaining about $15,000? Come on. How spoiled can someone be, right?
I mean, y'all don't know her financial situation? Like, what the fuck?
But what was really confusing in all this was a leak that came out about her leading up to the first trial. And of course, it was none other than Lee Jin-ho again exposing to the world
why is he
one
dick?
The fact that a few months after the DUI incident, Saeron was working a part-time job.
Oh my gosh, wow.
He had received these news from an acquaintance of hers, who of course stabbed her in the back just to get some clout. But even that acquaintance didn't know exactly where she was working because she was keeping it the utmost secret, and it's clear why. But that didn't stop the rumors from circulating. Oh my god, she already fell off so quickly? Wow, how the mighty have fallen from...
Bro, y'all niggas be pissing me off. Like, why are we shaming somebody for having a job? Y'all, first off, y'all think acting is so fucking lucrative? Obviously, she has to get a part-time job. Obvious motherfucking Lee that she needs to get the job. Are you dumb? Are you dumb? Like, why are we shaming people for coming on hard times? I don't understand that. Like, honestly, like, people's lives are what they are. You know what I'm saying? And like, why are we shaming and then y'all gonna leak it when she's trying to keep it a secret. Like, people are vindictive. I don't understand why you would call yourself somebody's friend and you would leak some shit that they want private or acquaintance or whatever. Like, that's some low down bitch ass shit. That's some low down bitch ass shit. Like, bro, what? What?
Renowned actress to some part-time job worker.
Like, do y'all hate her? That's my question. Do y'all fucking hate her? And if so, why? Why do y'all hate her so damn much? Why do you call yourselves her friend and do this? Why?
Korean netizens were feasting on these news.
Feasting.
Even her own agency, a month before dropping her, had confirmed that, yes, she was working a part-time job at a cafe.
So
now,
what?
What would you think if someone who used to be a big celebrity was working part-time in a cafe?
They probably need the cash. The money maybe has run out because that's normal. Not everybody just gets money flowing in. First of all, if you're in entertainment, there's obvious ebbs and flows in terms of money. Obviously. Why don't people understand that? I don't get that.
It's interesting, no? It's better than going on TikTok or going on YouTube or starting a Patreon and begging for money just for existing like many others have done before when they lost opportunities. But at this point, what you have to understand is that she could do nothing to redeem herself.
Right.
She had already gone from idol to demon. Look at some of the comments on this article. I don't feel sorry for her. This is merely the consequence of her own actions, which were selfish, irresponsible, and reckless. What she's doing now is literally the bare minimum. I love her, but I don't like the way she or the company is going. I could be completely wrong, but seeing as how the company just confirmed the rumor easily, it just seems to me like a marketing strategy for people to look at her with sorry at the thought.
What? How the fuck? What? She was trying to keep it a secret. How is she trying to have people feel sorry for her? What? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any damn sense.
So if she's trying to get a regular job, it's a PR move. And even if it wasn't, it's what she deserves.
PR for what? She was trying to keep it a secret.
Of course, there's someone here defending her saying, come on, dude, like, are we going to stop her from getting any sort of job now?
Yeah, like,
you get
what?
The point. In any case, it wasn't like she wanted people to know that she was working a part-time job. It was leaked from someone she thought she trusted. But this didn't matter. To people, this was nothing more than marketing because obviously she's rich as hell.
And also, how the fuck am I supposed to market this? Again, I'm trying to figure out how the fuck am I supposed to market this if I'm trying to keep it a secret? How is this marketing?
She had shown off her luxury apartment on a TV show at some point, which is in one of the richest areas in Seoul. With people.
Okay, she could have lost it. Why are we acting like people don't come on hard times? Why are we acting like this isn't a possibility? Do y'all know the economy now? What the fuck?
People estimating that it costs around 1.6 million USD.
She had to pay back her dues. When you have to pay back your dues and maybe restitution, you probably won't be able to pay for your fucking place unless you get a job. What the hell?
While also bearing in mind that the car she was driving during the DUI cost around $75,000 USD. So come on, struggling for money? Who are you kidding here? You can just sell your apartment and live like a queen for the rest of your life.
Live like a queen and do what? Live like a queen and do what? Live like a queen and do what? Exactly. Since you got the keys to life, how can you live like a queen? How can you live like a queen? I want you to know. Do you live like a queen? Like, I'm trying to understand, like, she obviously had that when she was, like, doing good and, like, stuff. $75,000 on a car. Okay, cool. Who's to say she did? Did she buy it outright, or did she lease it? Huh? Is there a lease? Did she rent it? Like, obviously, since she had to sell a car, there's other ways to buy a car and have payment plans and everything. It doesn't mean the car is full outright. Like, what? Why are we pocket watching?
She was effortlessly just getting hated more and more
Like,
as time
shit,
went on. And
cuz.
she didn't even have to do anything. But then she did, and it made things 1,000 times worse. A few months after these rumors of her having a part-time job started circulating, around the time the first trial was taking place, on her Instagram story, she posted pictures of her wearing a well-renowned cafe's uniform.
Okay.
The cafe being
Oh no, she's about to lose her job. No.
called Mega Coffee. The lawyers really wanted to push the idea that she was struggling financially to get leniency in the trial.
Oh,
So they had this
no.
brilliant idea of her doing this. But
No.
then a disaster ruined all
No, what the fuck? Oh my gosh.
these plans because no one was expecting that Mega Coffee almost immediately called her out after these pictures were released, saying that we can confirm that Kim Saeron has never worked as an official part-timer employee at any
What?
store in the country. The store owner of the location in question has a part-time employee who is friends with Kim Saeron. However, the owner stated that Kim Saeron herself never worked as an employee there. That was really bad.
Whoa, what?
Now people were convinced she was faking it. She was trying to garner sympathy when she was, in fact, a millionaire. Typical. 3 days later, her lawyers reiterated in an interview she is working a part-time job due to financial hardship, and also specified that the apartment that everyone was talking about that cost 1.6 million USD was not hers. It belonged to her former agency. The lawyer even went further, saying this: the penalty for the drunk driving incident is already significant and it has caused her to take on lots of debts. The income Kim Saeron has earned so far has been spent entirely on her parents' business and her family's living expenses. But who cares? By that time, it was too late. She was already a full-fledged demon and there was nothing on this planet that could redeem her.
What the
Korean
fuck?
netizens'
What the hell? What the hell?
reactions were very negative. Does she really think the public is stupid? Lol. So what? If you don't have money, then you should have a part-time job. Why is she making such a big deal about it? Are you cosplaying as a normal person?
I'm not gonna lie, my head is fucked up right now. Did she have a part-time job or not? The lawyer said she does, but the owner says she doesn't. Did she have like a clock in, clock out sheet or something? Like, what the fuck?
Working a normal part-time job in your mid-20s doesn't mean you're facing financial hardship. I'm sure she's making easy money now. What financial hardship? Does she not have good adults around her? It feels like she's constantly self-sabotaging herself, and that's how most people viewed her at this point. She couldn't
Didn't he just say the lawyer said that this would be a good idea?
stop self-sabotaging. A month later, the verdict was announced. She had to pay $15,000. She was guilty. The fine wasn't higher because she had done her utmost best to compensate the victims, and she was a first-time offender. It was actually the amount that her and her lawyers were looking for. It risked being way higher than that. And she clarified, I didn't complain about financial difficulties, but it is true that I did work part-time. Also, it is true that the penalty is high. She then said, I will never let this happen again. I'm sorry. One of the top comments on this article says, so she's a gaslighter now, referencing what she had said in her first hearing, how she was the main breadwinner, and saying that she had financial difficulties, and now saying that, well, she never said that. Her reputation could not for a second
Oh
just
my
catch a
goodness
breath.
gracious.
Soon
What
enough,
the
only
fuck?
content you could find about Saeron were things like this: how once beloved actress Kim Saeron fell from grace, why K-dramas won't cast Kim Saeron anymore,
I seen that fucking thumbnail.
with the thumbnail, ruined her own career. It was official. The obsession of praising her had fully transitioned into an obsession of hating her. But the downward spiral did not stop there. This was it. Anything and everything she could ever do from this point on was seen negatively.
So now we're at a point where we're just kicking this woman while she's down. Like, holy shit. Holy shit. What the fuck?
Here's a great example of why the BBC chose to call this a Squid Game scenario, okay? At some point, Saeron was out playing Texas Hold'em poker with, well, people she thought were her friends. this was in a pub and you use the chips to buy food or drinks, right? This isn't illegal gambling or anything. One of her so-called friends had taken multiple very close-up pictures of her while she was enjoying her night. Then this person proceeded to sell them to this tabloid by the name of Dispatch.
You a bitch ass nigga. You a clout demon. A bitch ass clout demon. Because why would you do that? Why? You needed the money? You can't call yourself no fucking friend, bro. Nah.
For a quick buck. How did netizens spin this? Well, they had two main conclusions from these pictures. The first one is, how is she facing financial difficulties if she's playing Texas Hold'em poker? Typical liar. And the second is, how is she having a hard time in life when she's smiling? Yeah, it's that black and white.
So niggas having hard times in their life can't have fun with their friends for once in a fucking while. Cool. She can't do shit. Apparently, she can't do no good. She can't do no good at all. Y'all just seeing her as a fucking demon. Let me remind you. Actually, let me not. Because this ain't about other people. This is not about other people. Like, this is crazy. This is fucking crazy. Holy shit, bro. She is being failed by her friends. I'm not even gonna say she's being failed by the public. The public already fucking hate her. She trying to find some damn, I assume that she's trying to find some damn refuge in her fucking friends, and they just gonna send the shit to Dispatch. What type of shit is that? What type of shit is that? Oh my gosh. What type of shit? How do you feel now? Huh? Mr. Dispatch seller? How do you feel now? You feel good about yourself? You feel like that motherfucker? You feel good? Do you feel good? Do you feel like a really good human doing this? The fuck?
If you're smiling in a picture, it means you're having a good time in life and nothing is wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, because awkward smiles don't mean anything, right? Okay.
That's how life works, apparently. Now, unsurprisingly, some people reacted with things like, I thought she was struggling financially, or I knew it. She's not actually struggling financially. I mean, she's playing a Texas Hold'em poker game. She's a millionaire. But, surprisingly, many others were supportive at her insane breach of privacy here. One netizen said, it gives me goosebumps how the pictures were taken so close.
Right.
Like one of her friends took those pictures. Does she have no proper friends at all? These pictures were sold to Dispatch.
Like, what the
Isn't
fuck?
this her privacy? It's giving me goosebumps. But unfortunately, in the grand scheme of things, that didn't matter because Dispatch was pushing its own narrative. Here's what they had to say. It isn't an issue that Kim Saeron enjoys playing Hold'em, but her appearance at the poker table touching her chips seem inconsistent with her claims that she is facing financial hardship. According to the informant, who was obviously a friend who stabbed her in the back, Kim Saeron charged her chips more than once. She also ordered a beer at around 12 a.m. She is alleged to have played for over 3 hours.
I want to say this. And I have a question to these people. Do you not think that maybe, just maybe, that, and I'm not saying that that's what it was, but let's have the thought that she maybe could have tried her luck if she wanted to play some Texas Hold'em. She could have got some money. She could have got some money to help out her financial hardships or whatever she says she's in. Like, obviously she, I guess, is being exposed for having a part-time job or not or whatever. It's like, when you're at a point where you need to find some money, you're going to look at places to find money. And my thing is, like, is that not normal? Like, what the fuck? Like, honestly, like, she honestly could have put her last on this Texas Hold'em game and maybe won some change. Like, what is we not using our brains here? Like, what the fuck?
So even going out To play with people you think are friends is enough to cause such a stir. What kind of life is this?
That's
I
crazy.
truly wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy.
For real.
At the same time, of course, Lee Jin-ho had made multiple videos on her and had made a video about the fact that she was playing Texas Hold'em
That nigga sucking dick for real. Like, oh my gosh. You not find another story?
poker. And as she was dealing with the fact that she was absolutely betrayed by someone in her inner circle, another really stupid controversy arose as well.
What?
She had posted this picture on her Instagram with the actor Kim Soo-hyun, and just these cheeks touching was regarded by netizens as skinship, and they were absolutely outraged at the fact that she could be dating him. So his agency immediately put out a statement saying, guys, we can confirm he is
This nigga
not
on
in a
Sumpy.
relationship, and we will pursue legal action against anyone making up rumors. It's like, bro, can this woman catch a break? She can't even post a picture? Things were
Like, what are at what point do people just be like, all right, we have bullied her enough? Like, do these people just want to like bully her till she's dead? Like, that's the thing. Like, I'm like, all right, bro. Like, this is weird. This is weird. It's already been weird, but it's like get weird.
getting ridiculous. But still, according to Saeron and her acquaintances, she was not giving up, which was very admirable. At this point, she had gone on a hiatus for a couple of years. It was 2024. And she was getting ready to get back into acting. She was going to star in a play called Dong Chi Mi.
Okay.
But here's the thing.
What?
At a certain point, as we got closer to 2025, she started posting cryptic Instagram stories.
Oh,
People didn't really
no.
know what to think of them. And her last post on Instagram was this picture right here on January 18th with the caption, Blue Heart. Around a month later, on February 17th, she was meant to meet up with a friend. Her friend noticed that she was being unresponsive. She went to her apartment, and that was when she found her. Bringing us
Fuck,
back
bro.
full circle to the article from the BBC calling this the real-life Squid Game. But what's the logic behind calling it that? Well, it's because it was said by a psychiatry professor at Yale University by the name of Na Jung-ho. He likened the frequency of celebrity deaths in South Korea to a real-life version of Squid Game, saying, our society abandons those who stumble and moves on as if nothing happened. How many more lives must be lost before we stop inflicting this destructive, suffocating shame on people?
But it's not like they abandon them who stumble. They just like keep fucking getting at them and making it worse. They keep kicking them while they're down. Like, they're causing this. And then just like, oh no, we good now. Shit. She not here no more for us to pick on her. We move on to the next one. That's weird. That is so weird.
Drunk driving is a big mistake.
Oh my
There would be a problem with our
gosh.
legal system if that goes unpunished. However, a society that buries people who make mistakes without giving them a second chance is not a healthy one.
For
As soon
real.
as you make one mistake, as soon as this fantasy centered around your idol image gets cracked just a little bit, people leave you behind to die if necessary. And that's exactly what's been happening forever in South Korea. The real tragedy in all this is that most of her suffering came from things that weren't confirmed. They were assumptions. It's only after her death and around her funeral, which was 2 days after her passing, that we started to finally get confirmation on the real news that were happening behind the scenes during her life. For example, we got confirmation that she was indeed suffering from financial difficulties and that she was going through severe depression, and honestly, I'm not surprised. She had accrued debts of over 486,000 USD before her death.
Like, what's in the actual fuck? Do y'all niggas want to see her fucking financial documents? And then I think, like, if y'all see them, y'all still gonna be like, oh, no, there's no reason why you do that. She is in debt $500,000. $500,000. Some people don't even make that in their lives. She got that at 25. Oh my gosh, she's trying to get a part-time job. Oh my gosh, she's trying to get some change with some Texas poker hold'em. Oh my gosh, she's smiling with her friends. But that is such terrible things to do. Man, fuck y'all.
That's because she had visited every single store out of the 57 stores she had impacted with the destruction of the Transformer and given them compensation.
And she tried to make it right. She's trying to make these things right.
She didn't have the cash available on hand. I mean, who the hell has 500,000 liquid dollars in their bank? So she had to get indebted to her agency. But don't worry, because things are about to get way more tragic. On the day of her funeral, a reporter by the name of Choi Jung-ah revealed to us that just like everyone else, she also was biased against Saeron, saying, "I saw an article claiming that Kim Saeron wasn't really working but exaggerating her financial troubles, so I also had some prejudices." Then by chance, she visited a cafe with a friend in Seoul. Her friend remarked that the very motivated worker there kind of looked like Saeron, and that's when the reporter actually realized, wait a second, that's actually her. After this realization, the reporter admitted, "I felt ashamed of the prejudices I had about her." She then left her a note with her business card writing, "I was one of the people who misunderstood after reading the article and I'm really sorry. I want to apologize on behalf of the current articles and I hope that we can meet again under better circumstances and conduct an interview for a movie." Movie might just be a bad translation for a video, but you get the point. The cafe owner later contacted the reporter and said, "Kim Saeron went up to the rooftop and cried for a long time after reading your note." And that was the last time she was ever in contact with her. They never did the interview. This obviously frustrated a lot of people. Why are you only revealing this on the day of your funeral? So we can 100% confirm she was actually working a part-time job. Her
Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all.
decision not to reveal where exactly might be related to the fact that she didn't want the business she was working for to receive any hate. Her lawyers really wanted to push the fact that she was struggling financially, so they encouraged her to post pictures of her in a uniform at Mega Coffee, even though she didn't actually work there. They just didn't expect that Mega Coffee would come in so quickly and deny the fact that she works there because they didn't want bad PR. If they had said nothing, people would assume she was working there and they would maybe even boycott Mega Coffee because they hated Saeron so much. What's even crazier and more tragic in all this is the fact that she was actually constantly looking for new part-time jobs to work. But she'd be constantly getting refused purely because of who she was, so she was actually in the process of changing her name just so that she can work other jobs.
Man,
she wasn't
what
just
the
blacklisted from
fuck?
acting, she was blacklisted from society. I mean,
That's fucking nuts, bro.
how crazy is this?
And then there's other people who just like, I'm not trying to like say like, oh, these other people got away, but it's like, damn, put it into perspective. There's other people who actually fucking killed somebody. Like, yo, what the hell?
Just for perspective, the head of the opposition party in South Korean politics, and the man most likely to become the next president, also has a pretty damn bad DUI. Where does this society draw the line? I don't understand.
They draw the line of gender. She's a woman and he's a man, so obviously that shit doesn't fucking matter. Obviously it's different, right? The fuck?
The fate of these celebrities is usually defined by the media coverage. They are to blame, just like the toxic netizens. During Saeron's funeral, her father made a very rare public appearance and spoke to reporters, telling them that he believes one of the main reasons why Saeron took her own life was because of one particular YouTuber who caused her so much emotional anguish. Her father was referring to none other, of course, than Lee Jin-ho. And to make matters worse, very shortly after she passed away, he removed every single video he had.
Nah, keep it, bitch ass nigga. Keep it. Keep him. Keep him. Why you delete him? Why? Why you delete him?
Ever made about her.
Why?
He of course received backlash because why would you? If you didn't feel guilty, why
exactly
would you do that?
What?
He then went ahead and streamed for an hour addressing this. And obviously, as you can tell by the dislikes, people weren't too happy with this. He started off the live stream by offering his condolences, saying, "I cannot begin to imagine."
Shut up.
Imagine the pain her family is going through. The situation has really saddened me as
Shut
well.
up.
I sincerely wish for the late Kim Saeron to rest in peace.
Shut up.
But then refuted the allegations that he had harassed her while she was still alive, calling such claims baseless, saying that I have enough evidence to counter these accusations.
Nigga, fuck your evidence. Fuck your evidence.
He continued by saying that the videos he made about her were carefully reviewed before being published, saying I only uploaded content after verifying it with her acquaintances and agency representatives.
You mean the same acquaintances that leaked her stuff? Those same acquaintances? Those same people? Did you say it was okay with Kim Saeron? Because it's about Kim Saeron. Why are you trying to get, and maybe I could be wrong here, so please correct me if I'm wrong, but if your video is about a certain person, why aren't you going to that certain person to see if it's okay to post about them? Why are you going to their acquaintances where it obviously seems like her acquaintances don't give an almighty fuck about her?
To support his claim, he released an audio recording of a conversation he had with Saeron's last manager. The manager said the claim that you tormented Kim Saeron is completely untrue. In this same conversation, you could hear Lee Jin-ho say, "For 2 years, we shared the sentiment that while Kim Saeron had made mistakes, she still needed a means to support herself. She should be given a chance to continue some form of work." He argued that this was the motivation behind his videos discussing Kim's financial struggles, including her part-time job at a cafe in
that she tried to keep secret.
Sudong in Seoul, and her tutoring of aspiring actors as a form of volunteer work. He then said that at some point he had discussions with the agency of Saeron to give her an interview because she had an urgent need for a career comeback, specifying her agency was actively involved in these discussions and I incorporated their input into my videos. And now here's the best part, okay? After being dropped from her first agency, Saeron stealthily signed with another agency a couple years later while getting ready for her comeback. Here's what he had to say about it, okay? He said, "I knew that revealing Kim Saeron had signed with an agency would provoke public criticism. The media had been scrutinizing every aspect of her life, and I genuinely wanted her to be given another chance. That's why I deliberately refrained from covering any unfavorable aspects regarding her." Bro, I have never in my entire life seen someone more delusional than this idiot. He's making this all seem like he was doing her a favor when he was leaking things that no one had known about her without her consent while completely breaching her privacy.
Like, the thing that's killing me, bro, it's like, how do you...
One of the top comments on this live stream calls this out directly. Some of the titles he used were ridiculous, like "The Two Faces of Kim Saeron, the Final Hardships of a Part-Time Worker's Life," or "Kim Saeron has taken a selfie again. Did she disappear after marriage rumors? I contacted her directly." And when he contacted her, the number said it doesn't exist, so he was just calling her number without her knowing he had her number.
That's a long-ass fucking title, dog.
He also was using her manager as a way for him to justify his actions, but here's the thing. You had her manager's approval. You had her agency's approval.
Right.
You had her friends and acquaintances who leaked things about her
but
and
not
their
hers.
approval. But when did she ever approve anything? When was she ever given a choice?
Like,
Everyone
what
was
the
playing with
fuck?
her life like a Barbie doll, and she never was able to say yes or no to anything. They can deny it all they want, but at the end of the day, they have blood on their hands. But of course, the question on everyone's minds right now is this going to lead to meaningful change in South Korea's celebrity culture?
I'm gonna just say no. I would like to be hopeful. I'm gonna just say no. No. And I don't know how to fix it. I'm sorry. I don't know how to fix it. I could have maybe a suggestion. Treat these people like humans. If they try to rectify the situation, let them do it. Don't drive them to kill themselves. If you want to do a video on them, or multiple videos, if you're going to contact their manager, their friends, their agency, you don't think that you should contact the main person in the video to make sure everything is good? You don't think you should do that? You don't think you should do that, you dumbass bitch?
Well, no. Some K-pop stans are already ready to start waging war on yet another celebrity.
Why?
Blaming him for the death of Saeron because she just so happened to die on his birthday. Like, dude, come on, just please make this make sense.
Oh, enough. You niggas be pissing me off. Y'all be pissing me off. Y'all be pissing me the fuck off.
As it stands, the final piece of Kim Saeron's legacy is a film she's already filmed before that's going to release in the second half of 2025. Its title is Every Day We Are, and I'm sure it'll do good because dead actors typically sell more tickets than the ones who are alive. I think this story is very tragic because for the majority of it, Saeron never was able to give any form of consent to the information that was being leaked about her, whether from her lawyers, her acquaintances, her friends, whatever. She was betrayed by people
what
she
the
thought she could
fuck?
trust every step of the way, and the
That's
public
fucked up.
feasted on it, already making up their minds about what kind of person she is.
That's so
She was
fucked
never
up.
able to set the record straight, and unfortunately, it's because she understood at a very early age, when she was 13, that it wouldn't have mattered. And because of that, we lost yet another South Korean celebrity. I hope that she can rest in peace, and I hope that she's the final casualty of this very weird culture. But as it stands right now, the way I see it, 2025 is going to be filled with cases like this. That's just how things go in South Korea. It's just one big game.
This music
a
is pissing
Squid
me
Game,
off.
where as soon as you make a mistake, you get left behind and you die. Thank you so much for watching until the end. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video whenever that is. Please stay safe, and I love you. Mwah.
You know what, cuz at the end of the day, I just feel I'm just like, bro. The thing is, like, if someone does bad, like, we can acknowledge that they do bad. We can give them shit for it. But if they're trying to make things right, why can't we just let them try to make things right? If they're giving information as to what's going on, it's like, bro, all this shit happened off of assumption. Assumption. Y'all really bullied this woman to death. That shit is fucking crazy. You got blood on your hands. And like I'm just like, what is the gain for this? Like, what do you gain from doing this? And I'm not talking about the people who do this shit for content. We already know you do it for clout to get clicks or whatever the fuck. But it's like the people that have nothing to gain from this, what do you gain from this? It's fucking weird. Rest in peace to Kim Saeron. And rest in peace to anyone who has dealt with bullying and felt the need to take their own lives. And just like I really wish I could give these people a hug, bro. It's just like they like, yes, they do bad things respectfully in terms of things that are reasonably bad. Like, I know it's bad, but it's like, dog, they're trying to make it right. They're trying to make it right. Can we at least give them the chance to make this right? Like, it seems like Kim Saeron could not do anything right. Anything that she did. People were jumping down her throat, kicking her back, and while she's down, still kicking that motherfucker. These people should be ashamed of themselves, bro. What the fuck? She didn't deserve that, bro. What the fuck? Damn. But it's like, when is this shit gonna end? Like, this is a scary trend. This is a scary, scary trend. And this shit needs to fucking stop.